Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Avax. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. And before we get into the video, I want to mention the donation links down below in the description. If you want to support the Ukrainian military, you want to support the Ukrainian refugees, then feel free to go into the description. There are going to be two links in there. Those are official donation links. You can triple check them. Those are not set up by me. The funds do not go through me in any sort of way. So yeah, if you want to support, feel free to do so. Now let's jump into the daily chart. So as you can see, we are losing the support of this ascending triangle over here, which is quite negative. Now in the last video, which is going to be in the top right hand corner of the video, watch that before watching this one in case you haven't. So in the last video, I told you that if we start losing the support of this triangle, then look to enter anywhere from $68 to $70. And as you can see, we had this long wick over here. This long wick over here that we had just yesterday. We just opened a new candle as well. So as you can see, we went as low as $67.50. So you could have entered from here and you are already in profit if you did so. And as you can see, we closed with a bullish hammer candlestick, which is the most bullish pattern in all of crypto. It is supposed to be the most bullish pattern in all of crypto. So we'll see how this, how this affects the price action. Presumably, we are going to be attacking this previous support, now turned resistance, yellow line over here. So if you're looking for a quick entry, for a quick exit, I should say, and you entered at, let's say, $68.50, that is a nice 12% trade for you over here. So that is only if you're looking to take some profits. For example, if you're going to be looking to take profits at the top resistance of the pattern, that would be 17.5%. That's exactly where the 55 EMA is as well. So that's something to look out for. Now, if we continue with this downtrend and you start losing this swing low over here, which would be very negative in my opinion, because you would be losing the uptrend that you're in currently, because you have higher highs and you have higher lows. So as of now, you are still in a perfect uptrend. But if you start losing this swing low, you're definitely going to look for some targets to the downside. And where we landed over here the last time in January was the swing high of this Fib retracement, or the first Fibonacci retracement at $60.50. So look for that level over there if you start, losing this swing low, like I said. So that's just something to look out for. Potentially set up some buy limit orders over here. We can have black swan events, these long squeezes to the downside at any time. So you could be asleep while this happens and it all recovers by the time you wake up. So if you have your buy limit orders, you're going to get filled. And looking over at some long-term targets, we have $101 over here at the 1.272 Fib retracement. Then over at the 1.414, we have $131.50. And at the 1.618, which is currently our technical target, is the 1.618 is at $192.50. So from where we are right now, that is going to be a 167% trade, which is not bad at all in my opinion. Now looking at the RSI, so as you can see, I'm going to remove the arrow. So as you can see, we are losing this white support trend line. As you can see, we just had a little bounce from the red trend line below. And if you just look at the red trend lines, you can see that this is a symmetrical triangle over here that we're in. And we're bouncing up and down. And once you get closer into the apex, you usually see a break to the upside. And the white trend lines represented a descending triangle with a more bias to the downside. So potentially a break to the downside is still going to happen if we get rejected from this white trend line, which seemingly is exactly what's happening over here. We didn't quite hit the trend line over here, but if you lose this trend line, as you know, and you back test it as resistance, you continue going down, you're creating a downtrend, so there is more potential to go even lower. I apologize about that. More potential to go even lower afterwards. But let's see, if we hold this red trend line over here, you're still in this red symmetrical triangle, which is what you need to be in, because let me just extend that a little bit. There we go. Because once you're in these patterns, you have more chances of breaking out. And this is a good way to look and spot support resistance levels. So potentially, if you want to trade based on the RSI and you start breaking out and breaking into the pattern, to the white triangle, you can look for a trade on top of a trade based on the resistance over here. So potentially, if you run into the white trend line above us over here, you can take some profits at this zone, which is going to be a 32% trade from where we are right now. So based on the RSI, you can actually look for some trades without even looking at the price action all that much. Although you need to do that, obviously, this is just a way of saying that the RSI works too. Now, that is pretty much it for the TradingView chart. Let's jump into the Binance website. Now, jumping into the Binance website, in the last video, I did show you this bullish divergence over here, where the hidden bullish divergence, I should say, where the RSI made a lower low, but the price action made a higher low. So as you can see, we didn't have that much of a move to the upside when we bounced, when we created this higher low. So we really just went up around about 7.5%. From there, we had a pullback of around about 17%. And what's happening right now is that we're printing it again, as you actually know, that is not, we're not printing that again. We're no divergences over here for the RSI. You're printing a lower low over here. Actually, let me just look at that. I'm just going to zoom in because it's way difficult looking at it that way. So actually, this is a higher low, as you can see. So this is a low, and you have a higher low over here because the trend line is ascending, as you can see. So this low is higher than this one. Now let's take a look at the price action. So the price action corresponding to these 2 points of contact is over here, as you can see, and over here. So as you can see here, you're making a lower low. So this is a bullish divergence over here, where the RSI is making a higher low, the price action is making a lower low, and it doesn't obviously work out 100% of the time, just like you saw with the hidden bullish divergence. But as you can see, the asset is getting pretty oversold right now. The stochastic daily RSI is in the oversold zone, and it's just getting the bullish cross. So potentially from here, you're going to start going to the upside, because as you can see, once you start creating that bullish cross, you're more likely to go all the way up to the overbought area, and from there have the pullback. So yeah, that's just something to keep an eye on. Obviously, this is a good zone to be entering. Let's look at the MACD. We're getting overextended to the downside, and you have to look for the MACD for confirmations of the trends, basically. So here we had a confirmation of the uptrend. You saw a huge move to the upside. Here you had a confirmation of the downside because we had a bearish cross where the moving average, the yellow line, crosses below the red signal line. And that is your confirmation of the downtrend. From there, as you can see, we went all the way down below the histogram. And right now, the moving average seems to be curling up for a potential bullish cross, okay? Now, looking at the price action, so we have a different Fibonacci retracement set up over here. We did set it up in the last video. We have a swing low over here, March 14th, and a swing high over here, April 2nd. That gives us the one Fibonacci level here at $65.50. And currently we're hovering above the 786 support zone, which is at $72.3. And we're quite far away from the 20 EMA. So potentially look for a bounce of resistance, at least all the way up to the 20 EMA or even the golden ratio. So that's around about 7.5% for you for a quick little flip. The golden ratio is currently sitting at $78.11. And just draw this out on your chart as well so that you can have all these levels. My Fibonacci retracement is set up with the targets to the downside over here. And if I just show you the settings for my Fib retracements, I know it's a bit confusing for those of you who are just starting using the Fib retracement. So I have the background almost to 0 over here. Then I have it in reverse. I have the levels or the values to the right side, and the Fib retracement is based on log scale. So log scale is turned on this chart. So yeah, as you can see, you're holding the 786 over here as support, which is something that we've done previously. And let's see if this holds over here. If not, then I would target 65.5. Now, if we lose that, I would start targeting the 1.618 over here, because the 1.618 is always your technical target after you break through or lose the 65.5 over here, which is the first fib level. So you have multiple resistance levels. I'm going to show you a couple more. We have the 0.5 Fibonacci level over here, which is sitting at $82.50. So that's another level to look at. Above that, we have $87 at the 0.382, and the 0.236 is sitting at $93. And obviously the swing high over here for Avax, which is the swing high of this fib retracement, is sitting at $104 almost. So you have multiple resistance levels. Decide which levels you want to look for, decide what are your sell targets, what are your buy targets. Everyone's got a different strategy based on their financial situation. So just be smart about, selling and buying. For me right now, it's buying time for all the projects that you like because the prices are so cheap. Now that is pretty much it. If I missed out anything on the charts, let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Patreon. We have a Patreon, guys. It's a great way to support me and a great way for me to give back to those who support me. So if you want daily, TA requests, if you want video requests, if you want buy and sell alerts, if you want market sentiment analysis, you can go over to my Patreon and check it out. But that's pretty much it. Also, the donation links, guys, keep them in mind. If you want to support Ukraine, go into the description. That is pretty much it right now, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.